How are you doing today, Evan?
I'm doing 1,000,000% awesome.
Sweet. I just finished today. Are you familiar with that show on Netflix called Tiger King?
I've heard about it.
Have you seen it before?
I haven't seen it. I need to get acquainted though.
You need to watch that.
Yeah.
That stuff is insane. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Man, why is everyone so young? Or I feel just old.
I feel old, man. I turned 21 not too long ago, and I'm just, man, I started having back issues.
Really?
Yeah.
No, don't say that.
Started like looking at my insurance policies and stuff. Yeah.
No, I just turned, what was it? A month? Yeah, like a month ago, I just turned 30. And yeah, I feel it a little bit. I still, run and lift and everything. But yeah, if you want some tips, stretch and warm up.
Hey, they say you're young till you're dead.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
There you go. So how did you find the show?
Well, my friend Muhammad was on it, and then I saw a couple other people. I saw Bryant Jackson was on it, and I'm pretty close with him. So I saw it, and then I was like, dude, it's pretty cool. Like, I kind of want to be involved in this. So I reached out, and I was like, yeah. And you replied like right away. I was pretty surprised. I was like, usually when you email people, like, you're not sure. And you replied in like, I think an hour or two. And I was like, dang, that's pretty sweet.
Oh no, it's all good. Usually, cause I have that, I'll have that issue where, cause so I'm gonna say like 99%, I always have to contact people.
Yeah.
And it's usually by email cause I'm trying to make it kind of professional.
Yeah.
Usually if I could find their phone number, but hey, I'll just text them. So I'll email them, but man, sometimes it takes a while.
Yeah.
Like some of them take like a week, 2 weeks. And I'm like, man, why do you guys take so long? But everyone's just so busy. There's other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, well, I don't know. I'm always like on the computer, on the phone. So I'll be checking. Actually, I'll be checking it like all the time, like every 10 minutes on myself. I'm like, hey, what's going on right here?
Yeah.
But it's been fun. But what do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Oh man, I do a lot of stuff. Well, right now we're in summer verm, so it's kind of dead here. So I was like, not that I'm bored, but I saw like your podcast, and I was like, during the school year, I don't have a lot of time. So like, I probably wouldn't be able to do it during the school year, but like right now during the summer, I was like, you know what? Like, it's a good opportunity. It'd be fun. And I have the time. So I was like, yeah, but like that kind of, like maybe during the school year, it's probably hard to get people to reply, but yeah, right now it's pretty good for me. So I was like, yeah, sure. But what I do is right now I do tours for the school, and then I do their office hours, and then I have a job at the Boys and Girls Club in Yankton. So I'm all over the place.
Oh, snap. How come you haven't, or why didn't you do like the Boys and Girls Club here?
Well, I thought about it, but I know some friends that work in Yankton, and I was like, it'd be kind of nice to get away. Like, because I live here, and like I live here all throughout the school year. So I was like, maybe I should like take a little Vermillion break and get a job somewhere else, and then I can kind of come back at night and be like, all right, I'm back home.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
that. So where are you originally from? Are you from here?
I'm from Yankton, South Dakota, so I'm pretty close.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, 30 minutes, give or take.
Okay, and are you are you a senior?
I'm gonna be a senior, yeah. So
What are you studying?
I'm finance and accounting right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's brutal. I don't know if I want to do that though. I got a lot of avenues I could go down. Shoot, man, I don't know. I've thought about a lot of different things. I've thought a lot of different companies, but I guess I still have a year to kind of figure it out. But
now, do you already have like a set plan? Like once you graduate, you'll start making bank?
I got nothing. I'm not worried about it though. I'm sure I can make something happen.
Nah, it's all right. So when I was younger, so I think I'm the first one in my family to like head to do school. And what we thought, oh yeah, go to school, do your 4 years or 5, or whatever you do it, just do it. And then once you get out, you'll be making like hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's what we thought. And no, that's not how it rolls. I'm like, oh snap, you have to kind of work for it.
Yeah.
And then I took because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I remember after high school, I took the first semester off because I didn't know what to do. And then they just said, oh, just take your basics. So I was taking it at a community college back in Texas. And no, it was cool. And then I did a bunch of that. And then I had to do the transfer. So I did that. And then I was like, so I met with my financial advisor and I didn't know what to do. So he gave me like 2 options. Or he said, what do you want to do? I'm like, oh, I might want to do this. So think one of them I said, I'm interested in like science and bio, something like that. And the other one was like, I don't know, something about a vet. I don't know, something like that. This is what he did. He said, okay, we'll flip a coin. Heads will be, for example, the biology
That's
route.
a crazy career pull right there.
Tails
That's
will be
horrible.
Tails will be the other one. So he flipped it, and then he grabbed it, and then he went like that. He covered it, and this is what he said. He says, "What do you want it to be?" And I said,
"Ooh, he pulled the brain teaser on you."
Yeah, and I said, "I want it to be the bio." And then this is what he said. He just gave me the coin, and he says, "Don't even look at it. That's what you want to do." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
So
That's a good way to think about it.
yeah, so I picked that route, and then still I didn't know what it was. Cool, the stuff is cool. I like the science. I like the lab stuff. It was I like that stuff. And then when I graduated, I didn't know like there was a. I wanted to be like in those lab stuff, like in the hospitals, messing with the, doing like test work and all that.
Yeah, you doing the dirty work in there. Yeah.
But apparently, to do that, you got to go to school. I'm like, but I already did the school. No, I picked the wrong route. I guess you have to do like, you gotta get a certification called like a medical laboratory, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Well, okay, what do I gotta do? You gotta take like 4 years of that. I'm like, I already just did that. And then I was like, you know what? So the COVID stuff started happening. I just graduated, and then I was looking. I found a job at this lab tech company, and it was the same work. It was like that. So I'm like, okay, I'm cool. Then, for some reason, after like 2 weeks, they didn't call me, and it was weird because it was during COVID, and we were working with COVID samples, so no work. And I started freaking out a bit. I'm like, okay, well, let me just look for some. Let me look for some other jobs. So I started applying, in the Dallas Fort Worth. I didn't hear anything for like a month, and I started freaking out more. So I was like, you know what? I need to apply everywhere. So I started applying around Texas. A month and a half, still no work. I'm like, okay, I don't even know what's going on. So I called them. I said, hey, am I good? They're like, yeah, we'll call you when we need work. I'm like, but I need a job right now. But okay. So I started applying everywhere in the U.S. So I landed South Dakota, the university at the med school. It was just like a lab tech, or they call it research, whatever associate. And I don't remember applying for South Dakota at all. And
you probably shouldn't tell no one that.
Yeah, I think everyone already knows that. I don't even remember that. And then I got the job, and then I was like, man, where's South Dakota at though? So I was looking at the map. Okay, I got to go north. So we rolled, me and my wife and my kid. And yeah, I landed here. I was working in the labs, and yeah, it was cool. I like it. And it's you get to do all these like mouse experiments. I did some mouse heart research, surgeries, some lab work, bench work. That stuff is fun. Now I just do like administrative stuff. It's more relaxing, but I do miss the mouse stuff, like the surgeries and this and that. So
they held you all working on mouses, on mice.
Yeah, that stuff is kind of cool. Are you familiar with what Pokemon is, right?
Oh yeah.
Now how much do you play it? Like how hardcore are you into it?
I'm gonna say from 0 to 100%, I'm about a 30%.
Okay.
I know the characters, but I didn't really play growing up.
If you are enjoying this and want to be a guest or sponsor, email me at vermillionunplugged@gmail.com. Okay, but like the gameplay, right?
Yeah.
Okay, people want to know. I think everyone knows. You got 2 trainers.
Yep.
There's Pokemon battles. You fight it out, and whoever you kill, my bad, they faint. But I say you kill the Pokemon.
You kill them.
Yeah. So what's super strange is because we would also do this like mouse breeding. There's genotypes. You got to cross them to get a specific type, whatever. It's the same stuff with Pokemon. Now.
Oh, they had y'all trial and error on the mouse.
So what happens if people are, so this is what I do. I'm kind of nerdy-ish. I watch competitive Pokemon. Now what they do in the game, I don't know if you ever heard about it, but if you look into it, they do this. You could crossbreed Pokemon to get this specific IVs or an EV training and natures to get like a specific Pokemon. Because for example, let's say you got, all right, I'm going to just name a character, Pikachu. You got 2 Pikachus, same level. If you have one that's specifically bred in the game, this one, even though they're the same level, same type, if this one has more on special attack, it's better. So I was like, okay, there's a cross. I've done it for years. It's the same thing with the mice. You got to get these crosses to get the specific thing, to get a male, female, this and that. I'm like, oh snap. And then, I would kind of like design, okay, I got to breed this. So for some reason, this video game stuff started popping up right there. I'm like, oh snap. So yeah, video games, they do help a lot. But what else do you...
That's a good story.
Yeah, so, but that's enough about me.
You summed it up for me a little bit. I wouldn't have been able to think about it like that.
Yeah, but...
I'm not smart enough.
Nah, it's all good. I heard you also, you do some running?
I'm a big runner. I like to do endurance stuff, so...
Do you know someone named Alexander?
What's his last name?
Oh, man, I don't know. There's a few runners at the church I go to, and big runners. But I don't know if they also did USD. I don't know, but they're really competitive. But do you know someone named like also Isaiah?
I know Isaiah. Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah,
he's really nice. I like that kid.
And then there was also another person last year. But he was in track and field. I think was it Brian? I don't know. I forgot. But you say you do endurance running, right?
Yeah, I do endurance sports. So whatever I can do, I do it.
What are the ones that you would do?
Shoot, man. So like I like to run a lot, most like 90% of the time. But if I can't run, like if I'm injured, I like to bike. I like to cycle a lot. I've gone on some pretty far cycles. I've done 60 miles, 80, 100. I've done 105, 110. I've done a couple long ones. I like to swim. I swam like one time I swam for a couple hours and I was so dead. I was like, dude, I can't do this.
You swam for like a couple hours?
Yeah.
Oh snap, dude! I swam for like 2 minutes. I'm already tired.
Dude, I was tired. I was tired at like 30 minutes, but like I'm a big runner, so like I want to be in good shape. So I was like, the only way I can make this up is if I go for long. So I started at like 5 a.m. and I went till like 8 a.m. It was brutal, man. But I was fired up that day. It was one of those days.
Have you always been like a good endurance?
No, I used to be a big kid. Like when I was little, I was big.
Really?
But yeah, I spent a lot of time like watching YouTube. I spent a lot of time playing video games. I was pretty lazy when I was growing up. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was pretty bad. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of flipped it in like probably my senior-ish year of high school. I kind of just got that itch, and then I started kind of going off of it, and then I did some like cross-country races for fun, and then started running marathons, and then kind of went up from there.
Whoa, that's very similar to me. I don't know if I mentioned it maybe a while back. So when I was a kid, I was a big kid.
Yeah,
I was
Unite.
Yeah, and I was one of those. I was a fat kid.
So was I.
So that was till I think, I don't know, like second grade. That's when I started gaining the weight. Same thing. Like I was lazy. I also had glasses, so that didn't help me with my swag. And then I remember, I think I was in 5th grade. I weighed like 180 pounds.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I was
that's big.
Yeah, I was a big kid. And then middle school, so 6th grade, there was no athletics. I was still big. 7th grade, that's when we started doing athletics. And I heard about it, and I wanted to do basketball. I never played basketball, but I was like, oh, I want to do basketball. And what I didn't know is when you're in athletics, everyone has to play football. And I never played football, and I was like, I hate football. I don't want to play football. But I mean, I can't say anything because, I'm like, okay, so let me play. And then, man, those practices were brutal, and we ran a lot. I've never ran that much.
Yeah.
Which was fine. It was cool. I started losing the weight. And then in football, they had, I'm not bragging, I probably sucked at football, but they had an A team and they had a B team. And I remember the first day of practice, it was, so, to categorize if you'll be A or B, what they'll do is, I don't know what you call it, but you have 2 people and you just run against each other, right?
Oklahoma drill?
Yeah, the Oklahoma drill. So we would do that, and it was early in the mornings. So we would do that, and then it was my turn. I'm the only guy with, I'm a big kid, and I got glasses. I'm the only one.
Hey.
And I could hear the kids already making fun of me. I'm like, so
that's all you need.
Yeah. So we go at it, and I could tackle. So that's fine. I could hit. And I'm like, that's not that hard. And there was one, I'm not bragging. I swear I'm not bragging because I started, there was this kid, I'm not going to mention his name, but he didn't do anything. But we did the Oklahoma, no, it wasn't the Oklahoma drill. It was a kickoff.
Yeah.
I was on the kickoff team and they were on the receiving team. So we kicked it. And the guy got the ball. And then he ran, we run full speed and I hit him and he started crying. I think I hit his shoulder. He was fine. I hit his shoulder and he was on the ground crying. And then I was crying because I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Is he okay? And everything was fine. So that stuff was cool. We did a lot of running and this and that. In the eighth grade, we were playing a game against was it our rival? North Richland? Whatever. It was one of the last games. And I was on the kickoff team again. And they kicked it off. And same thing, the guy got the ball. And I tackled him. And I hit him. I either hit him on the leg or hit him on the knee. And he started crying. And he was on the ground. And I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Everyone takes a knee. And I hear my friends are like, there you go, Lyra. That's what's up, Lyra. And they're giving me like high fives. And I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, dude, what did I do? And I think it was fine. But yeah, that stuff was.
You took him down.
Yeah, but I didn't know how to do like the plays. I would play, I could play linebacker because it was pretty easy. All you got to do is tackle. And then they put me on offense. It was fullback. But I didn't understand like the plays.
Yeah.
They would say, I think it was like, hey, 24 something. I didn't know what it meant. I just couldn't understand it. But then I was like, oh, okay. If it's an even number, you go this side.
100%.
Yeah, whatever.
100%.
But the defense was fine. I like defense. That was cool. But I couldn't handle because it was a different atmosphere. You got coaches yelling, you got people screaming. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't enjoy football too much because I don't know. It wasn't my style. I'm more laid back. But yeah. And then after that, I started losing some weight. I got more into the running stuff after I played some baseball. Then after high school, because during that high school, YouTube started popping off more and they started doing a lot of fitness YouTube stuff and gym stuff. And I was like, oh, snap. So after high school, I started getting into running, but not like y'all, because y'all guys run a lot. Then I started doing powerlifting. So powerlifting was fun, this and that. And yeah. And then right now I just, lift. I've been doing some running. I only can do like 4 miles. That's it.
One step ahead of the other.
Yeah. So what's the farthest you've ran?
I did an overnight 50. It was supposed to be 50, but it was like 52 and a half, 53 miles.
Really?
Yeah, it took me like 12 hours. It was horrible.
How do you do that? Like, what's y'all, man?
So it was in the middle of Iowa. It was like last July. So it was super hot, dude. Like I was struggling, but I don't know. I saw it in like the beginning of June, I think, like this time last year. And I saw like the race and I texted my mom. I'm like, Mom, should I do this? And she's like, sure. So I was like, man, I kind of like, I want to do it. I just needed like that person to like verify it. And that was her. And I was like, man, I don't think I can do this. Cause like I've run marathons, but I'm like, I've never gone 50 miles. And then I was like, you know what, screw it. Whatever happens, happens. And then I ended up doing the race. I got 6th place out of like, I think 30. So I did okay. There was like, it was super hot. Like it was like the start time, it was at midnight. It started at midnight and it was super humid and it was fine. But it was like by the morning time when the sun came up, I think it was like already 90 degrees and it was just so humid and hot. It was through trails. I wore cement running shoes. Like I was not ready. I didn't like, my phone was at like 60% at the start of it because I like didn't really take it seriously like enough. So I was just kind of winging it for real. And then like, I think like 6 or 7 people like dropped out of the race. Like it was pretty tough. Like I remember seeing people like throwing up. It was pretty gnarly, but
dang.
Yeah, dude, I was pretty happy like when I finished it just because like I didn't think I could do it. Like I remember like the last like 5 miles, like I had tears. Like I straight up had tears in my eyes because I was like, I'm dead. Like I could barely walk because I like burned myself out because I was like, I don't know. I get pretty prideful in some of these races and I want to win. So I was leading for such a long time, and then I really bombed. Like it ate me. Like I bombed by the end. I could barely move. My legs were chafed. My legs were like, my knees were done. It was rough.
How was it the next few days? Were you sore or not too much?
Dude, I was struggling. I remember I got home. I had 3 Chipotle burritos. I had 3 of them. I was so hungry. I could barely walk down the stairs. I slept for like 16 hours the next night because I didn't get any sleep the night before, and I was running for 12 and a half, 13 hours.
Dang.
It was rough. Yeah. Dude, I was on the struggle bus, but.
See, this is the part where I don't understand with like y'all endurance runners, because I've talked to a few. I'm just so amazed because I'm like, man, like how do you guys run for so long? Because I'm trying to work myself up. Like something like once a week I'll just run like it's just around town, so it's only like 4 miles, and then I'm like, man, this is tough. And then I would run sometimes with it's Isaiah Mason. It's a group over there in Resilient. And
Mason Birch.
Yeah. But then man, like these guys run, and what I hate, and I'll run with them, but we'll be fine. But then I get either they're going too fast or I get left behind. And I'm like, man, I can't keep up with them. And then I was talking with someone, I forgot. Oh yeah, his name's it's Luke. I was talking with Luke Hayes because he also runs, and he said, hey, instead of trying to keeping up with them, just pace yourselves. Because in my mind, same thing. Like I don't know if I'm just competitive because I want to win or I want to keep up. But I'm like, I want to be there. I want to be with them. They're like, hey, just work yourself. So I'm like, okay. So I started doing some running on my own, and yeah, I felt, because when I would run with them, I get tired, but they're just so fast.
Yeah.
So I started doing some running on my own, and I'm like, okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. But then I hear people like, running overnight or 8 hours or 100 and something. I'm like, man, I don't know how you guys do it. And I like being on my bike, and I'm like, man, I did 11 miles. And then I hear like people doing 150. I'm like, man, you guys do a lot.
I'm in the same boat, because like I do these races and I hear like 250 and I'm like, man, I gotta lock in. I gotta do something bigger. But when I first started, man, I was pretty. I wasn't the best. Like me and my brother he's a good cross country runner. He runs in Coastal Carolina in South Carolina, so he's pretty good. But when I first started running like a couple of years ago, he got me into it, and I would think the same way. Like I would try to run with him, I would die. I would be out of breath, like shirt off, drenched in sweat, struggling, and he's like over here talking to me, chatty Cathy, and I'm like, I can't do this. Like I don't know how you're in such good shape. And then I don't know. I think it just comes down to like consistency. Like if you just keep running and you keep doing your own thing, eventually it'll come around to where you're like good enough to stay with them. But like for me, a lot of my running was alone. Like it's just, I think it's just better to run alone sometimes, just because like you were kind of talking, like you can go your own pace if you need to. Like you don't push too much, but I mean you're pushing a little bit, but you're not like draining yourself.
Yeah, just some practice. Yeah, because I'll have like this whatever smartwatch, and then when I do my stuff, I'll check and oh snap, yeah, I'm like 5 seconds faster than the other time. I'm like dying still.
Yeah, but you're like, oh, that felt kind of good, low key. I might do that again.
Yeah. So it's
I've been there.
It's going good. Are you also a sprinter? Like, do you also run fast?
So when I joined track my senior year of high school, the first event I did was the 200 and the 400. I was getting beat by freshmen. I was horrible. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to sit at this meet all day and sit here for 4 hours to do a 200 meter dash. So I said, screw it. I'm going distance. So I joined distance like halfway through my senior year of track, but sprinting is gnarly. Cause like obviously genetics are a big role, but it's like technique, genetics, and like mindset, and like it's all of it combined. And if you don't get it perfectly right, like you're not like you got to get it all, which I respect sprinters so hard, because like that's tough.
Man, every sport, man, they got some. Everything is. Did you play other sports?
This is gonna sound random, but I raced dirt bikes. So I didn't do sports growing up. I did basketball in like 6th grade, 7th grade, but I was out of shape. Like I did it so I could get in shape. Yeah, it worked in the moment, and then once it was over, I just kind of gave up on like that. But
dirt bikes counts as a sport, right?
I guess so. I think so. Yeah. It's a lot of work. It's tough.
Okay. So do you do like races or just for fun or?
I do it just for fun now, but like back in the day, like from like probably 12 years old to 16, 17, I was pretty competitive. Like I'd travel the country. I went to a lot of places. I went to Dallas, Texas. You're from around there, so you're in AT&T Stadium. I raced there.
Oh, cool.
I raced in Florida. I raced in Nevada, Las Vegas. I did a lot of stuff, but yeah, I was super competitive in that. That's what I did in high school.
Uh-huh.
And then once I kind of quit that, because I kept getting hurt. I broke my wrist. I broke my leg. I broke my foot. I broke a lot of bones, a lot of concussions, lacerated my spleen. And then I had like a pretty bad concussion, like when I was like 15 or 16. I was getting really good. And then I was like, all right, like I really want to do this. And then I went to a race in Florida, crashed really bad, had a bad concussion. And then I just like was like, man, like that was kind of the last straw. I really loved it. I still do love it. I was tired of getting hurt. So I was like, I got to find something where I could put in a lot of work and kind of maintain like work and like happiness. Cause like dirt bikes, you can work so hard. You could work for months on end, and then you crash in 8 seconds and you're out.
Yeah.
You got to take a year off because you're injured or a couple months off or whatever. So that's kind of when I fell into like running and like endurance stuff.
So what do you want to do? I guess when like after school, I know you said you mentioned the finance stuff, but is there something that you're like, man, I want to do this, or I want to, hopefully I could do this or whatever. Is there like a goal?
I growing up, I wanted to own a business. My dad owns a business in Yankton. It's called Yankton Motorsports. He sells like motorsports, all that good stuff, boats, jet skis, whatever. I wanted to own that for the longest time. And then once I got older, I kind of realized like, you don't just own a business. You don't just graduate college and go straight to owning a business. So, and I think he's 55 he's not 55. He's like 45. He's younger. So like, he's not going to retire anytime soon. So like when I graduate, like it'd be years before I took it over, which is fine. But I was kind of thinking like, I want to get out of South Dakota. I want to do something for a couple of years, see if I like it. So one of the student orgs I'm in is called Dakotathon. It's based off of Children's Miracle Network. And, you know, like the past month or two, like I've kind of been thinking like maybe I could work for them. Maybe that'd be cool. Like do some like I don't know, something like administration wise, like maybe like a manager of like schools, like an advisor type of role maybe for a couple of years, or like maybe I could work for the school, USD, or like another school. I don't know. I'm passionate about a lot of stuff, so I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, you're young. Yeah. I still don't know what I want to do. And
I've heard that from people that are 70, and I'm like, man, I don't know if this is a good thing to hear or a bad thing to hear, but I don't know if it should worry me or make me happy. I don't know.
I think stuff changes all the time.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, and it depends on the situation. So this is just my perspective, on my view. This is what I think just on myself. So before, you know, I wanted to just get a job to make a lot of money. I'm like, okay, if you get a job, you make a lot of money, everything will be all set. But then you start thinking, well, how much is enough? Because I remember, for example, you know, when I was like in high school, you know, you work like a job in the summer, I thought I was making a lot. I was only making like $7.25 minimum wage. And I was like, oh, snap. I was working 60 hours this week. That's $300. I'm rich. Then you find out it's not enough. Then started working a part-time and during college at Best Buy, which Best Buy was pretty cool.
I bet that was good money though.
No, actually, I was only getting paid it's not commission based. And when I was starting, I got $10.50. And then now, or not now, I don't even know how it is. COVID happened. And then I think the minimum was like 15, but you do get fat discounts, like on, like accessories and all that. Man, that stuff you get, like, for example, like those, OtterBox cases. I think they're
like $100.
Yeah, they're like high. With employee discount, you get them for like $18.
It's pretty nice.
Video game controllers, this and that, same thing. I think a lot of my check went to like Best Buy, so that wasn't good. But then Best Buy was all right. Then I worked here, research, whatever thing, and it was fine. Now I'm doing the administrative. It's fine, but stuff always changes. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like a guy thing because you're like, man, I need to make more money for the family, or it's not enough. But then sometimes you probably get bored. Because same thing, when I was working, for example, Best Buy, I loved it because I like tech. It's great. It's fun. But then it's not like, I don't know, I wasn't burnt out. But you're like, I don't want to keep doing this because, talking about tech is cool. But then, the thing is, you got to make money because you got to make sales, this and that, and credit card. And I'm like, I don't like it. I could do the job. It's fine. Then I was working at the lab thing in Texas, which was cool. I only lasted a week, because I don't know what happened right there. Here at the med school, it was cool. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It's just same thing. I kept thinking I can make more money. I need to do this. Then this administrative thing is fine. It's fine, but it's not something you're kind of like passionate about.
Yeah.
And then when me and my wife, because my wife's from Mexico, Myra, we started. Sometimes we'll do it like a little food, like a food stand, not a food truck, a food stand in town. We were doing some tacos, and that actually popped off good. And then Elk Point at the flower farm was real cool. Sometimes we'll hit up the brewery, make some authentic Mexican food. That stuff is cool. Actually, I like that a lot. I really like that. But it's only cool because we only do it like, for example, if it's in the summer or certain times.
Yeah.
Because if I do it every day, no, I can't do that. Yeah. It'll be way tiring. So I'm like, what else could I do? I guess this is fine. But I really like, for example, like this stuff, talking with people with the podcast thing. That stuff is cool. Have I made money? I guess technically, yeah, I had 2 sponsors before, so that stuff's fine, but I don't make money at all. And I was like, how do I make that one bigger? What can I do? And then I have other ideas. Like one of them, I actually have it. I just don't know what's the next step. And it's not a secret, or maybe whatever. There's this food product that it's a Mexican type of bread called a concha. You can buy it at a Mexican bakery, this and that. That stuff is fine. But they don't, how like you could buy, for example, like cinnamon, like frozen, like Pillsbury cinnamon rolls,
and you could like make them.
Yeah, just like that. So I was thinking, well, how can I do that? But it's because I'm thinking more in Texas, more in the South, because it's more common. Because if you can't go, you go to a bakery, but sometimes it's too dry, this and that, and it's too hard to make them. So it's the same thing with probably the cinnamon rolls or the cookies or all this and that. There's people that could buy them packaged. There's people that could make them homemade, or there's people that could buy them kind of like pre-made and put them in the oven, whatever. So I was like, how do I do the concha part? Kind of like in that middle. So throughout this year and a half, I got it. I developed the package, frozen, this and that, and pop them up. I've been doing test runs and it works. I'm like, okay, I got it. But then I don't know what's the next step. What do I do? Like, I already got it, but I don't know what the next step is. Like, do I go to a store? Do I market it? Do I sell? I don't know. So it's one of those things where, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I want to do, but
this is kind of cool. I think you can kind of like, I guess time can tell, but I guess it'll come to you probably what the next step is. Like, I think something like this, you don't just make a decision. Like, you got to sit and think about it for a little bit. Like, yeah, you can probably start a store, but like, it's going to take a lot. But if it's something you want to do, like, it's probably going to work out,
Yeah.
That's kind of my mindset towards something like that. Like something you're kind of passionate about, something you kind of want to do.
Yeah. Because before, I wouldn't realize when I hear people, like, when they're much older, or they're older than me, they're like, man, I had this job, but I don't like it, this and that. And then I would look at them and be like, but bro, you're making like 150,000, you're making 200, this and that. And I'm like, how are you unhappy? You're making a lot of money. And then now I understand, I don't make a lot of money at all, but I understand why people are like, they're stuck in a job and they're like, am I going to do this? I don't like it. So, but it's cool when people like, hey, I say, hey, if you want to do something, do it. Now, I'm not saying, if, for example, someone wants to for example, they want to open up a restaurant. I'm not saying, hey, sell your house or take all your life savings. No. You got to start small, very, very small.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I'll give an example for the food thing. I'll say with my wife, because she's the one that actually, I just do what I'm told. She's the one that does everything. You know, she started off just little food stand thing. Just, you know, on the weekends a few years ago in town. We'll see how it happens. And it started, hey, people come, this and that. And they're like, okay, food's good. Okay. Hey, you get invited to the ribs, rods, rock and roll. Hey, can you do the whatever they do, or the Thursday on the plot stuff? Okay. Hey, the brewery, this and that and this. Hey, hey, do you also do catering, this and that? So yeah, start
opportunities.
Yeah, start
networking.
Exactly. Start small. I never knew how important networking was too. But isn't that something that you guys kind of do right now?
What do you mean by you guys?
Are you in a fraternity?
Yeah, I'm in a fraternity. Pike. Yeah.
Yeah. How does that work? I never done like a frat or anything like that.
I guess it kind of, a lot of people have their own mindset on them. Mine is kind of like they're all similar. I guess it's kind of like you can join it for many different reasons. The reason why I joined it was because there was like, it looked like there was a lot of opportunity, which there is for sure. It totally gives you like options on like whatever route you want to go. Like right now I run like the social media. So like I have that kind of experience. I wasn't very good at social media. I mean, I'm okay at it, but like running that has really like changed my outlook on that. But like, I guess you can kind of go a lot of ways with it. Like kind of like your business, like proposition, like networking for sure. Like meeting people, like our advisor, his name is Janan. He's really cool. Like, and then he hooks you up with other people that are like in this position at this place. And then it's kind of like, it's like a web kind of, but like I joined it because I was like, okay, like it's hard to do a lot of stuff that I want to do like just by myself. Like I don't need, but like, it's really nice to have like people like behind you to like help you and like help you make decisions and like help you change things, I guess. So I was like, yeah, like it'd be cool to have all these people behind my back that are super like caring and like cool. I think fraternities, like you kind of get what you give for sure. Depends on how much effort you want to put in. If you're spending time on it every day, working hard, you're like working with your team and like you're figuring out ways to make the fraternity better, it's a really good experience. If you're like a base level member and you're showing up to things once a week, not really putting in a lot of effort, like you don't really get a lot out of it. It's kind of a waste of time a little bit. So, I mean, it's not free to join one.
Yeah.
So my parents were like, if you're going to join one, you're going to spend as much time as you can at it. You're going to try to get everything you can out of it. And I was like, yeah, 100%. Like that was kind of the way I sold it to them. I was like, you know, if I join this, I could do this. And they're like, yeah. Okay. And I was like, all right, it's time to go. But yeah, I think there's 7 of them here at USD, and I have friends in all of them. Obviously there's like a stigma between they're not like tight with each other because they're in different fraternities, but I'm trying to kind of like change that a little bit just because like it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Like we're all trying to become better ourselves. So like I see that in every fraternity. So like, yeah, I don't know.
Do you guys ever do like any competitions within like fraternity versus fraternity on some stuff?
I mean, like fun wise, yeah. Nothing like crazy. Like we do like who could raise more money for stuff, like, and it like brings out the competitive aspect of us. And then at the end of the day, look how much money we raised just because we were trying to be competitive, stuff like that. And then like I know Delta Tau Delta did like a basketball tournament. It's just pretty much everyone has like their own little events throughout the year, just like going against each other, and it's kind of fun because like you don't want to lose to the other frat. Like you want to win. Yeah. So like it just brings out the better of both of us. Like every frat has their strengths and weaknesses for sure.
Would you guys do like a softball tournament between the frats?
Yeah.
All right. Cause I'm just throwing that out. I've been trying to, I don't know if people's seen it. I saw it one time. It wasn't even here though. They had, it was just on YouTube. These people organized, it was just a baseball game though, but it was like a glow in the dark.
Oh yeah.
So they had like black lights and this and that, and it looked cool. It looked badass. I like it. I was like, hey, what if we do something like that in town for whatever? Same thing. I don't know, it could be a fundraiser. So all I did was like, I was just like on talking to the town. I was like, hey, would people be interested in like, oh yeah, this and that. So I was trying to contact, people like, hey, how do we do this? If it's possible, like, oh yeah, talk with this person, this. So, but the idea for me, I'm just thinking, because, the town is small and, I'm more used to like a city.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, what else can we, I mean, I bet there's a bunch of stuff. There's probably stuff that I don't know what's going on, but hey, I don't know, how do we involve people, have some fun. So I threw it out. I was like, hey, what if we had like a community softball, I don't know, event at night, glow in the dark. It'd be fun for kids. I don't know. It could be like businesses against businesses. It could be city people, whoever.
Everybody.
Everybody. It'll be fun. So I was just throwing that out, but it's kind of hard because you have these like ideas. It sounds good in your head, but then you kind of gotta.
A lot of pieces.
Yeah, there it is.
I think I do the same thing with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, think about this.
Oh.
Softball, sorority fraternity, the city, everybody.
There you go.
And your wife makes tacos.
There you go.
Think about this. And your little dish thingy, we sell that too at the entrance.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that.
Think about it.
I see it. Hey, I already talked to, I asked, it was John Schumel, the athletic director for USD about that. He said he likes it. He said, contact the city and this and that. The only thing I'll talk with, I think it's either Monday or Tuesday. I got an episode with the mayor for the second time, and I threw it out there. And I think he said it might be a liability issue. Like, liability? How's it liability? But I'll try to see if I can.
Wait, what's the liability?
I think because they're kind of nervous. If it was, for example, if the city organized it, like if it was just them and someone got hurt, the city's accountable. But I think I got to make it like, no, okay. I guess we could organize it or put some waivers. It's just softball. Or I don't know if they want to make it more safe for kickball.
It's not wrestling or like
but something
boxing,
something fun, And I just threw it. Same thing. It could probably be like I just threw out glow in the dark. I don't know, something fun, something different. And then someone mentioned, they said, why don't they do something like a vermilion glow in the dark, or like a night event, not just at the softball. I don't know. It could be same thing, food trucks or fun whatever.
Front Spark.
Yeah, but I like the idea. Just have everyone, and then I like it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think like if you're looking for Vermilion community, like you totally could do it during the summer.
Yeah,
but like if you want people, like I would, like do it in like September because like everyone's out, everyone's happy because they're back on campus. I guess it kind of just depends on how many people you want to show up.
Yeah,
I think that's a good. I would bring some people.
Yeah, see,
I would show up.
Yeah, there's ideas. I just gotta, I guess, figure out how to organize everything.
Yeah, you got the people.
Yeah.
Now you just got to put the pieces together.
Yeah, and then which
is the hard part.
And I mentioned this before, and this was just another idea. Same thing. It's all about pieces. How you're saying. So how everyone knows. How the town's like super small.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of, I'll just say them for mine. There's not a lot of like job opportunities once you like graduate. There's not that many. That's why a lot of people leave, which is fine. Me, with the experience I had, like for example, the med school, for example, med students are going to be doctors are going to leave because there's only one hospital. I worked with like graduate students, PhD students, all that. And I would ask them, say, what are you going to do after you graduate? They're like, well, I got to leave. I'm like, why do you want to leave? Don't you like it here? They're like, yeah, I like it here, but there's no jobs. I'm like, there isn't. Like, And I was looking like, yeah, there's no, like, for example, tech jobs, lab jobs, medical jobs, stuff like that. Besides the hospital and besides, I guess, USD.
The few on campus, yeah.
Yeah, but which aren't like, it's still, it's not a lot.
Yeah.
So I just threw it out there, and I was trying to do it. I talked to some people about it, and same thing. They say it's everything sounds great, but it's all about money.
Yeah.
I said, well, hey, what if there was like, for example, just like the company I worked for after the 1 week or 2 weeks I worked with, just like that. It's like a medical lab, diagnostic, whatever type of company, and it's the same work the grad students do because I was doing it. The grad students, they already have the experience, and that's what someone might want to do, but they'll go to the city or wherever and around the country. I'm like, what if we had something like that here? Because also I would talk to some professors, and some of them, they like being professors, but a lot of them they're like, man, I want to have my own business. I'm like, really? You don't like being here? Like, it's fine, but I want to do my own stuff. And they already know they do the stuff that I'm thinking. I'm like, what if someone, same thing, had opened up like that lab, whatever company, like back home, or there's a bunch of them everywhere across the country.
Yeah.
But here in town, because this is what I hear, that it's hard to have people come to town because first of all, they'll say, the jobs, you need jobs, but then they're like, you need the people, but also you need the housing. So it's like a circle. You need one, 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 one. I think the housing thing, I don't think is too much of a big issue because people could travel if they needed. The job is more important. But anyways, you already have the people because you already got the students. They already know what to do. You already got them. Have that company or have the job, and then they'll stay here and then they'll start making. I don't know. It sounds really good in my head, but that's
I'm picking it up. I get exactly what you're saying.
yeah. So
I understand.
I have all these ideas, but same thing. You got to organize them. You got to pick one, and
You got to follow through with it.
Yeah, and it all costs. It's all time, and it all costs money. Because one of them, he's a professor. He's now he's a professor, and he has this idea. His name's Mark Buska, super smart guy. I've had him on, super smart. He says he probably knows how to cure aging. That's what he wants to do.
I could use some of that.
Yeah, he already has like the idea and this and that. I'm like, how much do you need? And I think he already has like an investor. But I'm like, how much do you need? He says, I need 18 million. I'm like, what? Okay, that's a lot. So there's a lot of people with a lot of ideas, but yeah, it takes time. It takes
18 million. It's
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Yeah, but enough about that. But what else? So what else do you do like on your free time? What do you
Wow,
like
quite the switch up.
I'm gonna get off topic a lot.
Man, I'm pretty involved on campus. I spend a lot of time working with people at USD. I do a lot of organizational work, or organization work. I spend a lot of time, like I said, exercising. I should hang out with my friends more. I need to. I don't know. I've been super locked in like the past year because I just want to be better, Like, I guess we can kind of dive into this too. Like, organization wise, like I'm in Dakota Days, Student Government Association, Pike, Dakotathon, the vice president of external affairs, PAVE event coordinator, literally like every pretty much organization I'm involved in it to an extent. Some more than others, but I don't know. I spend a lot of time like doing random stuff. Like one day I'll be doing social media. The next day I'm reaching out to companies around South Dakota, trying to get fundraising or trying to get money, just for like funding and stuff. And then the next day I'm calling up company or places for fireworks for D-Days. Just like looking around. I called this company in Michigan the other day. I'm like, yo, our budget's 10 grand. Like, what do you got for us? They're like, the cheapest we can do is 35. And I'm like, I can't do that. But it's just a whole bunch of random stuff. But yeah.
Hey, but see, you're getting that business experience because you're doing those calls and everything.
Yeah.
And also the marketing.
Yeah.
You also want to do something like that maybe in the future?
No. I mean, I could see myself doing something like that for a year or two, but like kind of like you said, like, I don't know if I want to do that. Like, it's fun to do it every so often, but not every day, all day.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I could see myself doing like, definitely not running a social, maybe like interviewing people or something for sure. But like, I cannot see myself operating like social media accounts 24/7 and doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's fun, but it drains your brain pretty quickly.
Yeah. You probably have to do if you did maybe just different stuff, switch it around, not just the same thing.
Yeah, I run like 4 Instagram accounts right now, and it's so much work.
Really?
Like, it's so much work.
What are the Instagram accounts for?
So I run mine obviously, and then I run Dakotathons, which is you got to be pretty engaged in that. I run USD Pikes right now, and then I run the one for my dad, Yankton Motorsports. So
dang, you do
it's a lot of work. Yeah. And like each of them are different.
Yeah.
And it's different like not customers, different people. Like you have to engage with different people. You have to like have certain themes to all of them too. So it's like there's days where I post on both and I'm going back and forth, and it's just a lot of work.
Have you had those like comments or people just trying to mess with you guys, or
if I get them, I don't care.
Oh, okay.
If it's somebody I know, my dad always told me this, like if they have your phone number, listen to it. Like if they like give you criticism and they have your phone number, you can listen to them. If you don't have their phone number, then you don't know them well enough to like listen, unless it's like somebody that like doesn't have a phone or like something. But like I don't know, I guess like I don't know, most of the accounts I run are like good, like they do good for the community and like for the campus, so I don't get a lot of like negative stuff. Sometimes on like my dad's Yankton Motorsports, like get some dumb DMs like saying like we're overpriced, stuff like that, and I just don't open them.
Oh, okay. See, yeah. I'm horrible at it's because I guess I manage my stuff.
It's
like,
a lot, yeah.
Yeah, the Facebook and all that other crap. Was it Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Reddit, Twitter, whatever?
All the good stuff.
Yeah, and man, like those, I'll have some, not all the time, and also it's because also the little food business one. Man, I'm telling you, like some of these comments, they're just they're
what do they say?
So I'll give you an example. When we started the food one, we did the first day, and first day for everything is kind of rough, but everything was fine. And then there's a comment because some people are like, oh, there's a food stand, they're selling tacos and that, everything's cool. Someone commented, they were complaining so it was like July.
Yeah,
they were complaining. They said the line's too long. Okay, I can't control the line, whatever. And then they said, oh, there's flies all over. What do you mean there's flies? Bro, we're outside. I'm like,
they want you to control the climate.
Yeah. And then and then the same person was saying that, oh, the food is too small there, whatever. I'm like, small? First of all, you can't even see it because we wrap it. And also, what are you talking about small? Because we sell, Myra calls it like a big taco. Yeah. And also there's a thing called a torta, which is like a sandwich type of thing. It's like this big. I'm like, I get mad. But my wife's like, hey, don't listen to it. I get upset with that crap. And then there was another time we were doing, we were trying to raise, we were going to do like a little mission trip to the Dominican Republic. Oh no, we did do it. We were trying to do like a little fundraiser thing. And then I posted it online, sharing it. And then some guy, cause we're just going to go over there and do some like maintenance work, construction type of stuff. That's it. I'm not preaching or nothing like that. I don't know how to preach. And it was for the church. And to this guy, he was saying that, this is what he said. He said, hey, this is Facebook, not church book. What are you guys going to do? Are you guys going to put like Bible or a bunch of Trump Bibles in there, whatever? And then he said, this is Facebook, not church book. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And then I see the comments, people are like replying, going back and forth. And I don't know. I get upset with that stuff, but it's just stupid stuff. And then I did, there was one with the episode I did. Her name's Cheryl Johnson. She was running for, no, not governor, some Congress against Dusty Johnson. And I shared it on some other South Dakota group. And on one of the comments, they say, congrats, good on you, Cheryl Johnson, whatever. This interviewer, whatever. I'm like, what? And I don't know. I just get a little upset with that stuff. But,
I get it. Yeah.
But it's just online.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. But
not everyone's going to be happy.
Yeah. That's what I noticed. Not everyone's going to be happy.
Like you could do the best job. Like you could try your hardest and people still aren't going to like it. It just is what it is.
Yep. Yep. You can't please.
You can do really well. Like you can do good for the community and good for everything. And there's going to be one person that just doesn't like it for whatever reason, which it is what it is. Like I said, what are you going to do? Yeah. You can't please everyone. You can't. Which, hey, it's rough, but I guess it's just part of life. Yeah. That's how it is. Yeah. I feel that, but we're about to hit that 50. We're almost at an hour right now. Dang. Is there anything, any shout outs or anything you want to give out? Any last words?
or anything you want to talk about? Because I'm still down.
Let's think. So I guess I kind of want to plug some stuff. Maybe
Sure.
I didn't really think about nothing, but so this upcoming year I have a lot of stuff going on. So like for Dakota Days, we have a lot of events throughout the week. It's Let me get this right. I don't want to get it wrong. So it's like September 28th through October 3rd.
I'll put the links in the description.
That works, yeah. But if you want to come, you can come to any of our events. We have like our Instagram and stuff. So, I mean, and the whole community's welcome. Everybody's welcome to everything. We have like our street dance. We have all that good stuff. Our carnival. Any businesses too, if they want to like reach out to me or whatever, if they want to be involved, you can be involved too if you want. Just gotta let me know. We can make some stuff happen. But like, yeah, D-Days. There'd be a lot of fun stuff there.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
A lot of stuff going on this upcoming year. So
Would you guys do? I did a little thing. I tried to do it. It was kind of okay-ish. Like they did this like ribs. No, not the ribs rods. Was it the ribs rods? Yeah, they did do that. I was trying to do this little like documentary type of thing with some interviews and capture some stuff, and I think it went fine. It was just like the first time I never done something on camera like that, so I was a little nervous. Would it be fine if I could capture like that stuff on D-Days?
100%. I think you just have to get like obviously you know this, but like you have to get like contracts and stuff, which it's pretty easy. I just have to make like 1 or 2 phone calls and see what I can make happen. But
see, so no marketing? You don't want to do marketing? I could see you like
if
running.
someone gives me the right job, I'll do it.
You don't want to run USD, future president?
I don't know. That's a big ask. I talked to some people and they're like, do you know Scott Paulson? He's the vice president. So he does like all the marketing stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know him very well, but someone's like, man, you'd be really good at his job. And I'm like, whoa, like I didn't even think about this. And I'm like, I looked into it a little bit and I'm like, there's no way he got that job overnight. Like it would take some time.
Yeah.
And we mentioned this at the beginning, but it's like, you don't just get out of college and make 200 grand. Like, I mean, unless you're freaking, super special, but like you got to work your way up for sure.
Yeah. It takes a lot of work. That's what I've noticed too. Like a lot of these people this is where I think the people that have these like positions that are making pretty good amount, like how you said, they didn't just get it overnight. It takes work. Cause then they're like, no,
yeah.
So a good friend of mine too, his name's Nathan DeVries. I think he's one of the people that runs the IT stuff. I thought he just got it. I thought that's what he studied, but he didn't.
He's cool.
Yeah, I think he just did. I think he studied just accounting. But yeah, he said after school, he just got like a little job doing a little tiny computer support, and then
boom, 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 boom. Now he's the head, like pretty much the head of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's how it works with a lot of.
You got to be patient, and I'm not patient yet.
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
I think that's me too, because I'm not patient either. Same thing like because this is what I don't know. I don't know if it's better. Like, for example, if you're in like with a company, well, let's say I'm here at USD, you kind of start your, low and you keep going up. I don't know if it's better to stay with the same people, or I've heard it where you kind of like probably have to switch every 2 or 3 years, different places, so you can get more pay. I don't know what's the best, but I get impatient too, because I'm like, man, I'm wasting some time. But yeah, gotta be patient.
I'm only 21 and you're 30, and I'm sure you're like, man, I'm only 30. Like I got all this time, And I feel that I'm sure when you were 21, you're like, man, I'm running out of time. You know? Do you feel that ever?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this. I mentioned it before. Time, when you get older, time just goes quick. It goes fast.
Yeah.
When I would remember this, like even like high school, or even like some earlier in college, I'd be like, man, like a week or month, I needed to come back. And then like right now, because I'm working on some other stuff at my house, I'm like, whoa, like the week just went by fast. 2 weeks. Wasn't it like a month ago, a while back? Like what's going on?
Like a day ago? Yeah.
Yeah, it goes quick. And especially whenever you have kids, man, it goes fast.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that yet.
Yeah. And then because I was talking to some older people from church, and I asked them too, I was like, hey, does time go quick? And they're like, oh man, when you're old, it goes by faster. Like all of a sudden you're just gonna wake up, oh snap, like man, everything just flew by quick. But I think that's what it is. But yeah, just what I do sometimes, I try to appreciate some of the stuff. Yeah, just appreciate. Take some time when you're. Maybe it's just me going all like hippie style, but go like for example, when I do some running, depending on how it is, take some time. Like, oh snap, taking that breath, see the beautiful trees, sunset or the sunrise is pretty nice. I really like. This is what I like. I complain about it. I complain about the winters because it's freaking cold and I hate it. But when it snows, I love it, especially when we just get at night. Once we get like a little, just like 4 or 5, whatever inches of snow. There was one time I'll never forget, and I always do it. First year I work at USD, I got out super late. It was like around 6 o'clock, 6:30. It was already dark, but it snowed that day. And man, you could just with the moonlight, everything's kind of bluish and it glistens, all glittery. And then I remember I seen like the wind started blowing, and then you could see like it'll pick up the snow.
A tornado.
Yeah, and it looks beautiful. It looks like the snow's dancing. So I love that stuff.
That stuff straight from a poem.
Yeah, appreciate some of that stuff. It's nice. But I think anything else?
I guess. What time? We could probably add on like another 10 minutes. Is that fine?
Yeah, it's all good. Do you? I don't know if I want to get into it. How big are you on like conspiracy stuff? What do you like? What do you like talking about? What do you like doing on your when you go back home? What do you like enjoying?
Dude, I just like to chill. I like to watch YouTube. I'm pretty easygoing. What conspiracy theories?
Well, I don't know. I was gonna think about. Usually, I go with I usually tell people too. I think you're the first person in a while I would tell, because I would dig into like alien stuff for some reason.
Oh, they real, 100%.
Yeah. Do you think there's life besides us?
Oh yeah.
Do you think we'll ever like contact them throughout our lifetime? Should we contact them?
I mean, if we haven't, we probably shouldn't, but it's probably going to happen.
Have you seen that movie like Avatar with the blue aliens and all that stuff?
Golden movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
So I always thought, and I've talked to some people about it. I would say, hey, if there's aliens and they come here, like, are we going to be friendly, this and that? Or probably going to be like, same thing, discriminating? Just like back in history, you know how like people traveled?
Yeah.
Because I like this stuff. I like the alien stuff. But I heard they say, hey, don't talk with them, because if they're so advanced, they'll probably think of us as nothing. Like, you know how like, not everyone, but you know how we could, some people treat animal, or like, let's say, like an ant. You know, I know they're smart. You know, they got this social structure and this and that. They're building this and that. But we can't communicate with an ant, technically. Are they trying?
That's a good mindset.
Are they trying to communicate with us? Same thing with the aliens.
I didn't even think about this.
Are we trying? Like, can we communicate with these aliens? Because if you think about it too, like a chimpanzee, they say they're like 90-something% similar to us. That, let's say 96%. That 4% difference. We're so similar, but yet we cannot like kind of communicate with them. Now, if there's an alien species, same thing. They're like 4% above us. That difference, there's no way we could communicate with them.
Was it the $18 million guy that propositioned this to you? Because I never thought about this.
Really? No, I'm telling you, Mark, I like this stuff. Man, when we sometimes we'll invite him to dinner, man, I'm telling you, Mark is like so, those smart people, they're like just geniuses, but he's one of those people that he's so smart, but he can explain it. Like, he doesn't make you feel dumb. Like, if you say, like, he'll talk
some of them make you feel dumb. Yeah. But he's not one of those.
No, he'll talk about anything. Like, if you ever see him, because he worked at, I guess now, he's Dr. Bushka, technically. I could just call him Mark. He works at the, because he came up to me. It was Saturday or Sunday. I was painting. Yeah. I invited him over, and he said he listened to Muhammad's. I'm like, how do you know him? He's like, he was one of my students for non-bio stuff. But if you ever have a chance, go talk with him about any science stuff. Man, he will, like, it could be about space. Ask him about like the aging stuff, like how to cure aging or this. This guy is he's just so smart, so brilliant, and but he talks just like a normal person.
Those are the type of people you gotta like you just want to talk to them.
Yeah. Like I could talk hours. And it's same thing. I've had some conversation where it's not even just science. Like sometimes like we'll just go on like he also knows about like history, some stuff with like religion and the space, the science, the tech, the AI stuff, man. Like what he told me,
right over my brain. I don't even.
Yeah, but I think because I need to start going heading back. But yeah, I think this work ended. But yeah, I want to thank you so much, man.
Yeah, I'm thankful that you had me on, and any other time I'm down.
Sweet.